honest when I ask you this. As a fan, what is your message when a contingent is heading to a Olympics and let's say later today an Indian athlete is likely to perform? It could be the latter stages of the tournament, whatever it is, right? What is your message? Sometimes I think we're a little harsh on them and we expect nothing less than a medal. Can you tell us a little bit about, if you really want to say something to that Indian fan out there, what would that message be?
No, I would only tell the fan, and I would tell myself first and foremost, that you back the athlete through the 4 years. Don't just spring up on the last day of the Olympic Games and say, hey, very, very, very well done, you won the medal, or you don't downplay an athlete who's not been able to win a medal. Support them through their careers. I think it's very important to understand that Olympic sport is not like cricket. A lot of people compare cricket and the Olympic sport. Cricket is, you can get to watch cricket 100 days in a year. The Indian team plays on your television screen 100 days in a year, Navneeth. Whereas you don't get to see a Sania Mirza or a PV Sindhu play 100 days in a year. The day that happens, the day we start asking our television channels, we start asking our newspapers to report more about our own champions, then we have been true fans. Until then, and if you only surface at the Olympic Games and express our disappointment or our pleasure when somebody wins a medal, I think we are being unfair to them. We need to be with them through thick and thin, and that is what true fan is. You look at European football teams, even when they're down in the dumps, their fans are with them. Their fans don't ditch them. I think the lesson for us is support Indian sport, even though it is not so much on television. Just support sport. Start demanding of your TV channel, start demanding of your website, start demanding of your newspaper that Indian sport get more coverage. I think then we have been true fans. Until we make a noise as fans, you're not going to get Indian sport on your television sets, not enough. You're not going to get Indian sport in your newspaper. I'll give you one example, Navneeth. We had Yuvraj Valmiki, a fantastic hockey player who scored a winning goal in a big match against Pakistan Asia Champions Cup. Now, everybody then discovered that he hailed from the slums in Bombay. Now, he was already a star. He'd already played Junior India. He'd already played Senior India matches. But he scored a winning goal against Pakistan. So he became a superstar overnight. And that is when a lot of us discovered that he hailed from the slums in Bombay. I think these stories need to be told when they're coming up. I remember I was, as a youngster, I would go to a newspaper office to give scores of my cricket match. I would sometimes see Mohammad Azharuddin there in the same newspaper office. He would be better than us. He would have a block prepared of his photograph. So his picture would appear the next day. If it got 100 for the school team, he would be in the newspaper office. And there used to be a 6-column display of the local league match in the papers there. But today, that space is taken up by European football, but taken up by American basketball. I think we need to love our Indian sport, not just during the Olympic Games and the Asian Games, but throughout the 4-year cycle that we are.
Yeah. I was just reading up, and like you said, there are so many beautiful stories of our athletes. I was reading up about Rani Rampal. I was reading up about Revati Veeramani, and all of them hail from very humble backgrounds. And what they've achieved, they've actually gone against the odds to really come to where they are today. And they get one shot at glory. That's what the Olympics is all about. Even when we compare to cricket, right? We have so many chances to redeem ourselves. But it isn't the same when it comes to the Olympics and making it happen. You have one chance to make it happen. And that's why there's so much more pressure. And I think some love and support from we as fans can help along with these athletes.
No doubt about that, Navneeth. It's very important that we recognize these athletes. The other day, I was asking some colleagues of mine, if you know anybody who's an MA in English literature and plays sport for the country. So there was stunned silence. There were a lot of people who wondered who it was. You know, it was Rani. Rani has got an MA in English and she speaks astounding English. A lot of people are surprised that someone who grew up in Haryana and hails from Shabad and learned a sport there can be an MA in English. It tells you that when a sports person determines himself or herself to achieve something, they do. I think we just need to encourage them to go discover themselves, to go find themselves. And when they do that, Navneeth, we will be so beautifully surprised at the kind of story that they've got to tell, at the kind of inspiration that they can be. I think there are many such amazing stories. within the Olympic contingent and outside of it, that we can keep listening to it continuously and not be bored at all.